no idea how thankful and grateful I am of you. You are awesome. Thank you so much. And this week I thought of a video, and the video is how I adapt gymnastics so I can do it with my vision. Because I have mentioned in previous videos that I am visually impaired. I am not completely blind. I do have some useful vision, but most of the time if I'm at school or out in public, I will use a white cane because it is very difficult for me to know when there are steps, drop-offs, ramps, things that are just simply in the way, and you're walking along and bang, you run right into it because you had no idea it was there. But I do have some vision, and I walk around my house, walk around the backyard like it's no big deal. But I do have a lot. I am actually legally blind. All of my schoolwork is either in Braille or large print, mostly Braille. And I'll do another video about Braille if you're really interested. But somebody actually asked me, how can you do gymnastics? You can't see what you're doing. Well, I watch gymnastics on TV. I am a huge Simone Biles fan. I am a huge Russian gymnastics, Romanian gymnastics, you name it. If it's gymnastics, I'm a huge fan of it. And they asked me, how can you do it? You can't see. Well, I said, I'm really close to the television set. I watch the video over and over until I figure out exactly how they're doing the skill. And then I come back to the backyard, to the back garden, and start figuring out how I can do the skill. And I have learned a couple of tips and tricks. So if you're visually impaired too, or if you know somebody who is, or if you're just simply interested on how visually impaired and blind people can do gymnastics. Okay, this is how I manage to know exactly where I'm at when I do my cartwheel or my round off or whatever skill I'm trying to do. I will get my panel mat out, and I made sure that I got a mat that, even though I got a lot of vision problems, that I could see at a pretty good pace off. So I got pretty loud colors, bright yellow, bright red, big, bold blue and green. But however, the green is kind of difficult to see when you're running towards it. So what I always do is make sure that when I'm running towards it, that the red panel is out front. I'm running towards that red panel. And I will put my foot or my hands on that red panel. Usually it's my foot. That way I know when I put my hands down on that yellow one, usually where I put my hands, I got 2 more panels to do my skill and to do the landing. What I will do is I will put my feet close to the mat like this, and then I will count 12 of my steps to, I got a rolled up yoga mat down there. It's about 12 of my feet steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I will put my feet against that rolled up mat so I can count when I'm running in my head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to be around where my mat is so I can do my skill. I have never missed the mat. I've missed the skill, but I've never missed the mat. In the very beginning, I always use the mat when I'm just learning this skill. You never know when you could crash. But as I get better and better, I start using the mat less and less, and then I'm using just the grass. This is how I would set up my mini trampoline. I haven't used this yet on the channel, mostly because it's just been so hot here, so I haven't been outside much at all. But now that it's starting to wind down summer and it's getting cooler, I decided why not to get it out and show you how I set it up so I can see exactly what I'm doing. Usually what I do is I will line myself up with the clothesline pole so I know that I'm pretty much to the same feet away if I'm lined up right with that pole, or I will line up with the pine tree. So when I run down here, I put down this bright green yoga mat. When I know my feet have hit this mat, that green mat, I know time to jump onto the mini trampoline, and I put my panel mat right here in front of it, so I know that I'm going to be landing on the nice soft mat and not the hard ground. So that's all for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the tips and tricks that I've learned to adapt gymnastics, especially for me. Everybody's who's visually impaired or blind, their vision is going to be different. So sometimes you have to play with, different ideas in order to adapt it. That's easier for them. They may not be able to do a running cartwheel, but they might be able to do a cartwheel. And that gets them to be able to enjoy gymnastics. They may not be able to do running skills, but maybe they can do the skill. Or skateboarding. Even though you're visually impaired or completely blind, you can skateboard. Some people use their white cane in front of them, just like they would walking around. They'll put it out in front of them when they're on their skateboard. I don't. My vision's a little bit better than that, but I will put a cone at the end of the driveway so I don't go into the road. I really would love to go to a skate park and see how adaptable they are. If I can see my way around the skate park and learn how to do some tricks and maybe some ramps and stuff. If anybody is out there and they do a lot of skateboarding, they probably cringe every time I talk about skateboarding because I do not know any of the terminology. All I know is what I know, what I can figure out to do. And I really enjoy both sports. If you think of a sport or something that you want me to try and see if I can figure out a way to adapt it for someone who's visually impaired, let me know in the comments and I'll try to figure it out, and maybe I'll get back to you and I'll show you how I adapt it. Maybe you can adapt it for someone else. But where there's a will, there's always a way. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.